Hello, mighty mathematicians. I cannot wait to see all of you this week in class. In our last class, we talked about place value when you have decimal points and numbers to the right of the decimal point. These numbers represent fractions, actually, or not whole numbers, or parts of a whole. Now, some of what we're going to talk about and what we've talked about has been, it's challenging stuff. It is not easy stuff to understand. These are new concepts for most of us, if not all, well, I shouldn't say us, for you, all of you, if not most of you, if not all of you. And so first, let's start by doing a quick review about first of all, let's say what this number is. Let's just say it out. 353,456.148297. All righty. Now, you all already know what these numbers to the left of the decimal point are, what their place values are. We've got the 6 in the ones place, the 5 in the tens place, the 4 in the hundreds place, and we've got 3 coming in hot in the thousands place. We've got 5 in the 10,000s place and 3 in the 100,000s place. Yippee-yi-hey. So now is where we're learning the numbers to the right of the decimal place. Now, we talked a little bit about how to even say these numbers. Now, here's something that gets confusing. A lot of kids think of the number immediately right to the decimal place as being the ones place. Let me tell you guys, there is no ones place. Now, one student said, well, maybe we can think of the decimal point as being the ones place. Now, look, here's what I'm going to say to you. You can say that to yourself if it's helpful while you're learning. But in fact, there really is no ones place. Without getting too deep into the concept, every time we move to the right in place value, even when we go from the ones place to the tenths place, really what we're doing is we're dividing by 10 each time. Even from 6 to 1, we're dividing by 10 in terms of place value. Now, I don't want to get too far into that because it might confuse you, so let's just move forward with simply understanding the place value of the numbers to the right of the decimal place. So first, let's go over what they're called. The number immediately right of the decimal place is the tenths place. Tenths, I'm sorry, my handwriting is not the best. In fact, most of you probably have better handwriting than me. The number 2 to the right of the decimal place is, can you guess it? Can you guess it? It's the hundredths, because what comes after tenths? Hundredths. We know the order already because we've seen it here. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, right? Similarly, there is no ones, so we start with tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, hundreds, thousands. Now, it's very important, and I know it's really hard to say, it's very important to say the th sound, because if you don't say that, it gets confusing what we're talking about. So, whereas here we have the tens place, here we have the tenths place. Oh my gosh, it's even hard for me to say. All right. Hundredths, so we've got tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths, 100,000, look at me writing incorrectly, thousandths. Oh, and check this guy out. The 7 is in the millionths place. Again, focusing on the th. Oh my gosh, look at this. I even forgot to put it here myself. Guys, I'm messing my own self up here. Thousandths place. This. Very important, even though I forgot myself there. So again, we're going to practice all of this and continue to gain a deeper understanding. Again, the number immediately right of the decimal place is tenths. And then from there, we just keep going up. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths, millionths. Okay. Now I've taken that number and I've put it in this handy dandy chart. You all have dry erase boards. I believe you have dry erase boards with place value, and you have also a place value chart that I gave you last week. If you don't have it, I'll give it to you again, because it might be very handy as you are going to be learning about this and moving forward in your mathematical journey. You are going to be working with decimals. So building that foundation now is very important. Now let's look at this number again. We've got 353,456.148297. Okay, again, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths, millions. And you know, one way, I know this might be a little hard to understand, but if you really want to understand deeply what these numbers represent, now you can see here it shows you a 0.1. Well, what is 0.1? And here you can either include the 0 or not, but 0.1 is the same as 1 over 10. That's why we call it tenths. Tenths, right? So whatever number is in this tenths place, here it happens to be a 1, basically all this number means is it's the number in that place, which is 1, times 0. Oh, actually I'm not going to do the 0.1. Times 0.1, which is the same as 1 times 1 over 10. Again, we're going to do some practice with this, so if it confuses you now, don't worry. We are going to work on it more to gain our understanding. Now here, we've got the number in the hundredths place, which means it is this number, 4, times 0.01, I should say, or another way to think about it is 4 times 1 over 100. And that actually equals 4 over 100. Again, these are all concepts that if you have not already learned, we are going to learn them and work really hard on them. And believe it or not, we're going to have fun doing it, because that is my mission for you all. So now we've got 8 in the thousandths place. Let's do it. 8 times. Now, sometimes we have to think about it. Okay, we've got tenths, hundredths. Oh, the next one's going to be the thousandths place. So that's going to be, I forgot to put the multiplication sign there. 8 times 0.001, or 8 times 1 over 1,000, which equals 8 over 1,000, which again, if you haven't learned yet, I will explain it to you. All right, moving on, we've got 2 in the 10,000ths place, which is the same as 2 times 0.0001, or 2 times 1 over 10,000. I think you are all getting this now. Then we've got, which one are we on? 9 in the 100,000ths place. Now, when you're dealing with these decimal points that are further along to the right, sometimes it helps to say it out loud. So 100,000ths, well, that means tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. Oh, this next one is going to be the 100,000ths place. That's where we're going to put the 1. So it's 9 times 0.00001, or 9 times 1 over 100,000. And again, sometimes it really helps to just say it, and we're going to practice saying it. Tens, hundreds, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths, and so on. Now let's go on to this last one, which is the millionths one. We've got 7 in the millionths place, which is the same as 7 times, okay, let's do it, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millionths. Same as 7 times 1 over 1 million. I think you've got the idea by now, right? Right? But again, if you don't, we're going to keep practicing it. And then here I've got this chart sideways, so it might be easier to read. Again, the same number. We've got 353,456.148297. All right. And here again, you can see where all the place values are. We've got ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. And then looking at the decimals, we've got tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths, and millionths. So I hope that this is a little bit helpful for you. Alexa, stop. I hope this is helpful for you. I have Alexa on, by the way, because I try to keep these videos under 10 minutes, or else students get a little bit bored. I hope this is helpful for you. Again, bring your questions to the next Mega Math class. We're going to keep working on it. I can't wait.